People are always talking about 2000s this, 2000s that. Bro, the 2000s suck. Welcome my brothers and sisters, it's me, Supreme Juice Nut or Justin, back for yet another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be ranking pop culture of the recent decades, everything from the 80s to the 20s. And this is gonna be a very unbiased ranking because I'm a very unbiased type of nigga. I am. And I'm gonna have 8 categories: music, fashion, the aesthetic of the look, movies and TV shows, video games, celebrities, slang, and then lastly, nostalgic value. And for the 80s and 90s, obviously I don't have experience, so I'm just gonna have to go off speculation, observation, and what streets be saying. But obviously for the thousands, the tens, and the now 20s, I can go off experience. So without further ado, I'm gonna stop chatting. Let's get into this shit. Alright, so firstly for the 80s, we have music. A time when pop and rock were popping like shit. Obviously, rock ain't that popping no more because everybody would listen to that nigga music. But you know, you had people like Michael Jackson, Madonna, AC/DC, Motley Crue, Bon Jovi, The Police, Aha. Niggas is always like, oh my god, Metallica. Bruh, you don't even listen to Metallica. Shut your stupid ass. But hey, fuck all them other niggas. It's only about Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson, that's a certified GOAT. Listen, this man literally has shorties fainting, alright? Fainting mid-performance simply because of his presence. If that's not GOAT shit, I don't know what is. What the hell? Next we have 80s fashion. I mean, yeah, they was on some shit. Yeah, you know, they had it going. You know, some shit was fly, some shit wasn't. I mean, me personally, I'm not gonna be wearing this right here. I'm not gonna wear it. But to each his own, man. To each his own. Again, like I said, I'm an unbiased type of individual. So, hey, bro, I'm not. Next is the aesthetic. It seems like everybody loves the 80s aesthetic, the bold and colorful letters, all the vibrant LED lights. But honestly, I do feel like that shit is over exaggerated in the media and stuff like Stranger Things and all that, because I mean, if we're being real, I don't think it was all that glossy. I think it was a lot more toned down and grounded. W aesthetic though. Alright, so for the 80s movies, a lot of iconic films. You had Back to the Future, something that I've never even watched, E.T. Again, I've never even watched that shit. The Breakfast Club, Fast Times, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Star Wars, The Nigginator, The Shining, Aliens. I still ain't watched that movie. I gotta watch it. And Stand By Me. Very iconic movies indeed. W. Hola, ¿cómo está, mami? CC. Yo soy a Nigginator. Video games, obviously the tech wasn't that great, so they was playing on them damn janky ass arcade machines. Playing Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Atari, shoot 'em up, bang bang. I mean, honestly, like what the fuck was these niggas playing, bro? Like, me personally, I'd be pissed if I was growing up playing games like this. But hey, hold on, what am I talking about? We were just playing copy and paste the games, like 2K and FIFA, the same shit every year. I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Pac-Man, that's a W ass game. Good shit, 80s. Alright, 80s celebrities, 80s icons. We have firstly Arnold Schwarzenegger, Hulk racist Hogan.
Toronto's Maple Leaf Gardens, don't you dare miss this one.
This black nigga, I don't know who he is, but this black nigga. Tommy Cruise, Harrison Ford, Eddie Murphy, and lastly, Bill Cosby. Hold up, what did Bill Cosby even do? Dog, what the fuck? 80s slang was it was cool. It was cool. I mean, half of the slang, nobody even uses it anymore. So it's definitely not generational. I mean, you have words like gnarly. That's a fire ass word. People still use that to this day. And the phrase, gag me with the spoon. Man, I despise that phrase beyond belief. Every time I hear it, I just want to take a spoon, stick that bitch down my throat, and just start gagging. And to end off the goofy ass 80s, we gonna have nostalgia value. How good this nostalgia hold up generations past. And I say very well in this apartment, exceptionally well, because the way these old heads be praising the 80s, be reminiscing about this shit so damn much, like homeboy from Cobra Kai. It's insane. I mean, that influence really be having people from Gen Z or people from my generation, hell, maybe even Gen Alpha, people who weren't even born during the time, wanting to be alive during that time just so they can get a taste of what it's like. This shit is insane. That is powerful shit. That's crazy. So if I'm gonna rank this bitch right here, I'm gonna put it in hell, I'm gonna throw it in F. Fuck it. I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing. Hey, put that bitch in B. Put it in B. Next we have the 90s, a decade in which I feel like things began to get more gritty, more raw, more real, more edgy. We have computers and the internet out now. We're veering into more technologically advanced shit. The 90s. Alright, the 90s music. They produced some good ass music during that decade. You had artists like R. Kelly coming up on the scene. Tupac, which I still feel like he's still alive. There's no way this nigga's dead. Big Daddy, Biggie. Boy, that nigga was fucking. You gotta use some TLC. We've got Nas, Ice Cube, and that dog DMX. Alright, listen, here we go again. Everybody talking about some, ooh, Nirvana. Ooh, look at my Nirvana shirt. Even though I never even heard a song a day in my life. No, listen, I'm not gonna lie. This Usher album cover right here, this is ridiculous. This is freaky as hell. This is absurd. The hell wrong with this nigga, bruh? The fuck? And for 90s fashion, I liked it. I liked it a lot. You know, the baggy jeans, the baggy clothes. The 2000s, they took the cake, but we gonna get to that. It was the rise of streetwear, brands like Supreme. Niggas out here waiting 3 days just to get a shoe. Got me fucked up. You think I'm gonna be doing that shit. And I also feel like this style of clothing is returning with this current generation, which is plus points. W90s. I like that shit. Great fashion sense. And for the 90s aesthetic, it's probably my favorite aesthetic. I really do love that aesthetic. Damn, nigga, you gonna say aesthetic again? Because it's like whenever you think of the 90s, you think of this grainy, gritty, dimly lit, atmospheric look. A lot of film vibes. So for that, the 90s is going up in the rankings. On to the next. Alright, next up we got 90s movies. Probably the most iconic decade of movies in the history of goddamn movies. I mean, it was just banger after banger every single year. Our time with superhero movies wasn't the biggest and best thing out. Yeah, shit like Pulp Fiction.
This is a tasty burger.
Shawshank Redemption, Goodfellas, Niggas in the Hood, The Mask, The goddamn Lion King. Mufasa's dad a bitch for real. How could you get killed in front of your son like that? Silence of the Lambs, Toy Story, Titanic, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan. Goddamn, the list just doesn't end. Shit make you wanna nut. And most importantly, my favorite, Dazed and Goddamn Confused. Classics.
That's what I love about these high school girls, man. I get older, they stay the same age.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
And for video games, the 90s was a time when that shit got revolutionized. It wasn't no more janky arcade games, no, it was 3D models on the console. And this is when many acclaimed game franchises started up. It was the first installment of the Grand Theft Auto series in 1997. And I'm sure we've all played Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, goddamn, just look at this gameplay right here, like, shit's iconic as fuck. Just sprinting down them hills, collecting them coins. Damn, shit make you wanna bump. And talks of celebrities, we had Winona Ryder. Hey nah, Jonathan Depp, Leonardo the GOAT, Tommy Cruise again. What the fuck? Iron Man when he was coked out on all that bullshit. Hold up, I ain't know Brad Pitt did Iron Man's his girlfriend. The hell going on? Hey, that Thanos snap fucked everything up, huh? The multiverse must be real. Oh yeah, and I gotta forget Michael Jordan, Michael Jizzy. As I'm looking at the 90s slang here, that shit wasn't too enticing. It's kind of ass, really. I guess they added jiggin', sup, dip. I mean, it's alright, I guess. I might give the 90s F simply for that bullshit right there. The fuck on my face, man. And to end it off with nostalgic value, that shit is a definite 10, a 10 out of 10, maybe even 100 out of 10, who knows? Just know that shit is up. Good shit 90s. So if I had to pick you know, come to a verdict of the 90s, I'd go with A tier. Fuck it. We got the 2000s, the goddamn 2000s. Let's get it. Where my green screen at? Alright, so 2000s music. We began to see a shift in the sound, the production. And it's a decade in which I feel R&B was at its pinnacle, alright? The pinnacle of R&B, the early 2000s to the mid 2000s. I mean, literally, I shit you not. I'm looking at the statistics. They was dropping banger on banger on banger on banger. Yeah, that boy Usher, that nigga Nelly, R. Kells, Alicia Keys, Monica, Rihanna, Chris motherfucking Breezy out here beating women and shit. I mean, R&B was just that hot. Then you got that hip hop, rap, whatever you want to call it, coming up on the scene. You got Big Dick 50 Cent, White Chocolate Eminem, and then you got that metal. You got bands like Disturbed, Kill Switch Engage, Slipknot, Limp Bizkit, Johnny Pope putting out this absolute banger. I swear the WWE put me on to that metal. No cap. No fucking cap. Metalingus Edge's theme song, boy, that shit a slapper. But I mean, hey, niggas don't listen to metal anymore because everybody be listening to that nigga music. 2000s fashion, gag me with the fucking spoon. That's how much I hate it. And like I said earlier, I hate that phrase. So you know I hate this fucking fashion. This shit is, just calm down. These jeans and these shirts right here, my worst fucking nightmare, bruh. That shit just screams 2000s. The aesthetic of the 2000s, I'm not really rocking with it. That shit ain't it, fam. 2000s movies was cool. It was cool. Christopher Nolan was coming up on the scene. The Departed dropped. Oh my god, Gladiator. Bro, shut your asses up. Cat in the Hat, that's a goated ass movie. If you don't like Cat in the Hat, then fuck you. I don't know what to say. That movie goated this shit.
Now, let's see. Take off the lid. You can put in, I don't know, a carton of eggs. What? How about a pack of hot dogs? Why not? Some ketchup. Why not? I know what you're thinking. Even a fire extinguisher. There we go. Now.
And probably the most underrated movie of the 2000s. Underdog. It's like, what do niggas know about that underdog? Nothing. They don't know shit about that underdog. Yo, this shit fake as fuck. How the dog flying? I feel like a lot of comedy movies came out during this decade as well. How could we forget Superbad? Shit too damn good.
McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What are you trying to be, an Irish R&B singer?
Alright, in gaming was elite in this decade. We had the Wii, the DS, and the PlayStation and Xbox. I had a PlayStation, I don't fuck with Xbox. It was unlike waking up on a weekend and hopping on a game with your brothers or sisters, your cousins or friends, whoever. It was nothing like that feeling. Looking at those shitty ass graphics. I'm sure we've all played Wii Sports before, that goated ass game. Fighting this black ass nigga right here. Your hands are sweaty, your balls are sweaty. You don't know what you gonna do. Man. Them was good times. And for all my brothers and sisters out there who ain't had no SD card for that PS2, I feel you, man. I feel you. And then we have the cartoons of the 2000s. I mean, hell, I don't even gotta say much. You know what the deal is. Now we got the 2000 celebrities. We've got Tommy Cruise yet again. Bro, I swear, if I see Tom Cruise one more fucking time, Britney Spears, Big Booty Beyonce, Rihanna again, and the slang in this area is starting to become something more reminiscent of today's current decade. You're starting to see more acronyms and shit because of text messages, slang like LOL and BFF and all that bullshit when people are texting. That's hot. Noob, chillax, dog. We're getting there. I do like that slang, but it's not up to par with this current generation slang. So let's hold it back some. And about to rate the nostalgic value, I'd say it's up there. I'd probably say a good 8.5 out of 10. Because obviously for us 2000s babies, it's a very nostalgic era. But I feel like for the old heads, not too much. They like it, but it's like, hey, they can live without it. And if I had to rank it, I'd say A tier. Alright, so now we entering the 2000s and 10s. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you can separate this decade into two different categories. You got the 2010s, 2014, and 2015, 2019. Because when you really look at the statistics, those two spans of years are vastly different from one another. I feel like the reason for it is because we've been moving so goddamn fast. So without further ado, I present to you the 2000s intense. We got a whole lot of Jizzy Drake. I mean, goddamn, it's like this man never fell off or anything. He is still on, still hot as shit. He dropped an album last week. That shit was fire as hell. But listen, niggas on Twitter or X was saying that it was trash. Okay, buddy. We got Future, Lil Wayne, Thugga Thugga, Kanye, Jay-Z, just to name a few, going crazy in the early 2010s. And then when we enter 2016, we enter a new style, we enter a new sound. Or what the old heads like to call mumble rap. That bullshit. SoundCloud came in, you had people like Lil Uzi, Lil Yachty, goddamn 21 Savage, X, Cardi, Drake once again, Kodak Black, oh yeah, can't forget Juice WRLD, Travis Scott, Lil Baby, big names in the second half. I mean, there are so many goddamn artists nowadays, mostly rappers, 'cause that's what everybody be listening to now. I'm not naming no pop artists, fuck out my face with that bullshit. Now we got fashion, and I won't lie, that early 2010s fashion, but as we enter the second half, the style began to change, right? We got that more modern look, the cloud era. Everybody was walking around wearing all this bullshit, these ugly ass clothes, these ugly ass shoes. People calling it drip. This shit not drip. I don't care what anybody tell me. All right, you're not gonna catch me walking around wearing this bullshit. Who do I look like, bro? I still got the aesthetic or the look of the 2010s. I feel like everything was fairly grungy and detailed. I mean, just look at the Instagram logo back then and look at that shit now. Prime example of what I'm talking about. And as into 2015 to 2019, shit changed. All the logos start to get modernized. Everything. Just look at all these logos before and after. What the fuck? That shit is absolute trash. They bullshitting, straight downgrading. I don't like it. As for movies and TV shows, I feel like this was the decade where TV shows really took an uphill lift. You had game-changing shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, just to name a few. And you got streaming services making a breakthrough. Netflix was going crazy in the mid-2010s. I guess they ain't doing too hot now. You had Marvel coming up on the scene, so superhero movies became a big phenomenon. Oh, Spider-Man. Bro, we done had two different Spider niggas in the same decade. What the fuck is going on? And this is also the decade when we saw a decline in the quality, originality, and authenticity of movies, and that pertains towards the later half, 2015 to 2019. So I mean, hey, this shit really is hit or miss. As for video games, they were yet again revolutionized. We went from having shit like this in 2010 to shit like this in 2019. It's honestly beautiful, but at the same time, looks don't always equate to quality, and this is prime definition of that. I mean, it was a really special decade for gaming. It really was. We had stuff like Minecraft, GTA 5 that's still going strong 10 years later. Bam, yo, ski, bang bang, nigga, Spider-Man. So that's good for the 2010s. Good shit. As for celebrities, we had once again, Tom Cruise, goddammit. A whole lot of actors in the first half, but then in the second half is where it starts to get interesting because actors took a slight decline in popularity, in which content creators and social media influencers took a rise. 2016, you had niggas like Rice Gum, PewDiePie, Leafy, Logan Paul, KSI, just to name a few, going crazy on the tube. It was a change in direction, alright? Nobody was talking about actors. Who gives a fuck about actors, bro? No, it's about these content creators, these social media influencers, because they got that influence. These actors are just niggas who play a role, bro. This shit is scripted as fuck. Moving on to slang, I do like the 2010s as slang. We see the emergence of words like fam, dog, lit, broski, bae, word, fire, low key, flex. I mean, hey, the list just do not end. I'm gonna be here all day if I keep on naming this shit. So let's move on to the nostalgic value. Now, if I want to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, how generational will this decade be? I give it a cool 9 out of 10. I felt the nostalgic value was very high for this decade. So as for ranking it, I'm gonna split this bitch up into 2 categories, alright? 2010, 2014, and then 2015, 2019. As for the first one, I'm gonna give that shit a good C. That shit was alright, bro, at best. As for the latter, I give it a cool shit, because it was a very hit or miss year. We had 2016 and 2017, but at the same time, we had shit ass years of 2018, 2019. But again, that shit was hit or miss. That year was good, but it had a lot of bad shit going on.
What?
So In the end, I'll give it a fuck it, I'll give it an A. And lastly, the 2020s. On to music, we have Olivia Rodrigo and Taylor Swift. And ladies, I don't know if you realize this, but I am a huge, and I mean huge, Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo fan. Huge fan, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm a huge ass fan. Fashion, a whole bunch of 5-inch ass shorts. A lot of TikTok influenced clothes. Aesthetic and look, everything is too goddamn clean. Movies and TV shows, mostly shit. Video games, mostly shit. Copy and pasted. Celebrities, mostly shit. Too goddamn political. Slang, fire. Nostalgic value, too early to tell, but I don't think this shit gonna be holding up. We gonna look back on this motherfucker in 20 years going, goddamn, bro. The early 2000s was shit. So if I were to rank this hoe on the tier list, I'm gonna give it a cool F. Let's be real here. This shit does not deserve anything above an F. It's fucking ass. Alright guys, that's the video. This shit was long as hell. I'm not gonna lie. This shit might be like 20 minutes, but who knows, man. This is like an experimental video. This shit's gonna either be great or it's gonna be terrible. I don't know. Hey, I'ma see. And if you still watching this shit right now, if you still watching this video right here, bruh, I just might hop through the screen and suck you off. Thank you for watching. Have a phenomenal rest of your day and night.
Ooh, no, I don't get it. Feel like the world ain't been straight in a minute. Nobody's safe and the energy different. I stay to myself, I be minding my business.